How are we doing? Welcome back to another episode of Charting from Blank. Thanks to Stills for this week's recommendation, chosen by me, obviously, to be LADYS. A meme coin, a coin that has traded pretty well in the past, and a coin I have not personally looked at for a while. So I enjoy doing these Charting from Blank series on coins I haven't really looked at or analyzed for a while, because I have no bias or no position in something, so I'm going in it with like a clean mindset and like an open mindset. I have no bias here. I'm simply looking at the charts based off a blank chart, right, which is the point of this series. So we're going to start on the weekly, looking at the Bybit perp pair here. It seems to be the cleanest flow, the 10,000 LADYS USDT pair. So on the weekly, clearly we had this sort of weekly level down here from the listing high, and that acted as a support, which is always really nice to see. I think a listing high is not necessarily important, but a nice area to continue to hold for price. So we got the listing high, and then we got this, we had a 77% retrace off the high, right? If we're counting to the wick, but we're going to the, don't think the monthly's worth really looking at here. The monthly, we could basically say that we're ranging, right? We got like a monthly range here. We can look at that on the lower time frame. We can clearly see, right? So when we look at the monthly range that is plotted basically from there to there, we can see that, we had that big expansion, and since then we're just sort of bracketing back inside this range. So taking that in mind, or keeping that in mind, this 0.0024 area I really like to get above for LADYS, for us to see some sort of continuation, right? So when we look at the monthly, that was our like sort of monthly high and monthly range low. But what I'll do, I'll draw an actual range tool, like so, like that, and then we can work around it. So monthly range here, listing high held as support, 3-day. We'll go down to the daily. So we can see on the daily at the moment, we've attempted to push above this monthly high, and now we're sort of attempting to, basically what we saw was a failed break, and then a failed attempt at breaking back down, and now we're sort of just consolidating around this monthly range high, right? So this is the area we're going to be looking to get above. And on the daily, we can either draw it as a bit of a wider base, like this whole region here. So as of right now, I really like this price action from LADYS, this sort of failed breakdown back inside the range, and then potentially putting this deviation. So overall, a pretty nice place to look for continuation. We'll go on to the lower time frame to seek, if there's any potential setup here. But yeah, overall, actually, this is a really nice place for LADYS to see some continuation. We sort of had this break on the downtrend here, meme line, whatever you want to call it, downtrend. That's been broken, and we've moved up over 120% since then. So yeah, if we do see acceptance above this monthly range high, right, we can see on the weekly as of right now it's looking pretty rough. If we're looking at the weekly, this could potentially be putting in like a complacency shoulder, so to speak, right? You've got like the parabola, complacency shoulder, and then bleed out. So I'd really want to see a strong break above this 0.0024 area, and hold above here. And then we could probably break out towards new all-time high, right? But for now, when we're looking at the weekly, obviously we've still got 4 days to go. But this This rejection is looking pretty strong, you know, from this weekly resistance here. Yeah. I'll just draw that there. And then I'll draw a horizontal here. Just clean the chart up a little bit. We know this is our monthly range within this bracket here now. We know that that's our monthly range low and this is our monthly range high, which, you know, you can see on the lower time frame. Rejected, rejected, you know, rejected, failed to break above, and now we're sort of chopping around this region. And we continue to sort of struggle to break above this area, right? So the ladies upside is definitely in a bit of a tricky spot here. We'll look at the VWAP values shortly, but I would definitely want to see a strong break above 0.24 and continue to hold above here, like so. I think just watching for triggers the whole way around, all the way around this sort of region here is a good play right now. Like maybe if we deviate here and reclaim, we could look for a long invalidation under here. But as of right now, there's no clear setup for me forming on the lower time frame, other than the idea that this is a good place for us to hold on ladies around the 0.002. So we continue to watch for triggers around this area. And then we can look for a long towards 0.003. And then if we can flip above there, we look for a long towards new all-time highs. Right, you know, we can see that was that weekly resistance. Another clear big resistance for ladies, and kind of like a previous range here. So let's look at the VWAP values and see what we have and what we can work with. Start with the weekly. Just bracketing still within our prior weekly value as of right now. You know, just chopping, nothing too serious going on. Monthly. Yeah, so rejecting from this prior monthly value very high, right? Which is 0.0245. So again, any acceptance above here, I think it looks good for continuation. But for now, sort of just chopping around this upper half of the value. Quarterly. Quarterly value, you know, we can clearly see we rejected from that quarterly value or high, which on the run up from ladies did act as a pretty consistent reversal point, right? And since we sort of topped out and fizzled back out, this is going to act as a reversal. And again, it's that weekly level, right? This has confluence with that weekly level, and above here, then probably look at trading towards all-time high. But for now, yeah, just sort of bracketing, no clear signs, and even on the sort of the prior quarterly value or high, still lines up with the developing yearly value or high, so the confluence there. But there's nothing really to go off VWAP values here as of right now, so let's sort of set out a plan. You know, if we can find one, there's not always a plan we can find, but I do like this daily as of right now. This daily does look good. I like the failed attempt at breaking back inside the range and popping back up. I do want to see a strong break above 0.24. If we can hold above here, we'll take a long with invalidation, like if we start breaking back there. TP towards 0.28, you know, the quarterly, previous quarterly value or high, and the developing yearly value or high, and even towards 0.03. A flip above here, we target all-time high. If the market was to pull back, I think you could look for a long after a sweep of these lows here. If the market was to pull back, I think you could long a sweep into sub 0.018 under these lows, and, you know, invalidation under range low, target here. As of right now, it's going to be important to watch this weekly on ladies and see how see how this weekly candle plays out, and if we reject. If we do reject, then we're potentially at risk of putting in a complacency shoulder before lower, which would then set up for my long down here, filling this weekly imbalance. There, we've got like a weekly fair value gap, right, which ties up with my idea of filling, sweeping those lows right into here. If the market does pull back, I think bidding into this region here is a solid area, but 0.019, 0.0197 to 0.017. But for now, we're looking at holding above 0.024 for ladies, above here. And we can look at taking a continuation long because the daily looks pretty good. That is everything for this week's Try from Blank episode. If you have any recommendations for next week's episode, please let me know and I will take a look. Thank you very much.